Hello everyone and welcome to today's Thoughts on the Track. We're continuing the series from yesterday as it is day 2 of our 8 Days of Christmas for Wave 3 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Pack. And today we're looking at GBA Boo Lake. Needless to say, there was nowhere to go but up for this track. When I ranked my top 145 Mario Kart tracks a few years ago, I had this dud at number 139. I criticized it for its poor track design, lack of interesting details, and the screeching music you hear at the beginning. Did the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe remake improve on these aspects? The short answer is yes it did. Let's find out why. First of all, let's talk about how Nintendo improved a crucial element here, which is track design. The GBA original was full of awkward turns that would often lead you straight into the wooden blocks placed along the sides, which in turn leads you off the track, which in turn leads you into a fit of rage. But the turns certainly feel more comfortable here, and while those blocks can still be intrusive, they don't really throw you off the stage like in the GBA version. It's more of a positive challenge than an annoying one. Besides, the track design is much more interesting in this version. They added anti-gravity plus an underwater section. Now I remember questioning exactly why they added an underwater section to Twisted Mansion. Like, why is there water in a ghost track? But I won't question it nearly as much here. I think Nintendo had to make some big changes to make this track more interesting. And the anti-gravity combined with underwater certainly makes this track more enjoyable than the original. So it's more enjoyable and more playable. Now let's also talk about how they improved the visuals. In the original, I criticized how barren this track looked. I said there was one interesting looking castle in the background, but that may have been being generous. It was a track that's as dead as the ghosts it's based around. But there's plenty of interesting details here, from the much improved spooky background, to the creepy clouds in the sky, to the swimming fish bones, to the boos. Yes, there are boos in Boo Lake. Okay, there was boos in the original Boo Lake, but they were weird. They'd have candles and they'd get right up in your face. I prefer how they look in the HD remake. I guess that's rather obvious, but it's true. We've seen before how Nintendo puts a lot of effort into their GBA remakes, like Cheeseland and Ribbon Road. Well, visually, I think they done did it again. Now let's talk about one more critical improvement. Well, this wasn't really an improvement to greatness, but they made it better than intolerable. And I'm talking about the music. I hated how the original was high-pitched at the beginning. They tuned that down here. It's still not a really enjoyable song, but it's an improvement in that you can at least tolerate it. It still doesn't do anything interesting, but listen to the original music, see how it's ear-piercing, and then see how the new song improves on it. My overall thought on this track is that while it's a great improvement, it's still one of the less interesting tracks in this wave, along with the one we covered yesterday. Big reason for that? It's over in a blink. Like 30 seconds and you're finished with one lap. I mean, that was true with the GBA original, but we're past all that nonsense now. Couldn't they have found a way to extend this track? Or maybe even make the track 5 laps instead of 3? Just throwing some ideas out there. I really do wish they found some way to extend it, because I genuinely kind of enjoy it this time. But I can't ignore that there simply is not much to it. With the anti-gravity and water, it's kind of like they just recreated Twisted Mansion in a way. If this was an original track, I probably would have graded it harshly. But since this is a retro track, and they really had to improve something that was awful, I'm going to be generous with my grade. 7 out of 10. An awful track that improved a whole lot. So, what did you think about this track? How would you rate it out of 10? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you at the next track tomorrow, and that will be 3DS Rock Rock Mountain. Bye bye!